Developing tonight, political fireworks over the flag with Governor Ducey taking on Nike. This whole thing started when Nike announced that it had decided to pull its new Air Max USA 1 shoes before they even hit the shelves. The shoes feature a flag attributed to Betsy Ross, which Nike says, after some prompting from former quarterback Colin Kaepernick, could be offensive to some and detract from the holiday.
Governor Doug Ducey firing back with an early morning tweet storm, lashing out at Nike. Team 12's Michael Doudna joins us. And Michael, is it possible that jobs are going to get caught up in the middle of all this?
Yeah, that's really the key here. In fact, just last night, Goodyear approved a $2 million incentive plan for a Nike facility to open there. Then Nike pulled the shoes, sparking the governor's tweet storm and all this controversy. And those decisions to pull the shoes reportedly starting with ex-football player Colin Kaepernick.
Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything.
Colin Kaepernick, a face of Nike, reportedly was the one who raised concerns about the Betsy Ross flags on the back of these shoes, linking them to some white supremacist in an era of slavery. After that, Nike deciding to take them off shelves before they are even for sale. Governor Ducey then lambasting the company in a 9-tweet thread, saying he was embarrassed for the company as it bowed to the current onslaught of political correctness and historical revisionism, and ordering around $1 million of discretionary incentives to be taken away from Nike.
The city of Goodyear has found itself in the middle of a difficult situation.
Goodyear says they do plan to keep its commitment made Monday night when it approved $2 million in incentives to help attract a $184 million Nike investment.
This deal is expected to bring more than 500 jobs.
And in the grand scheme, despite the big headlines, $1 million loss in incentives is small for this company. Last year, Nike generated almost $16 billion in profits, while Arizona in 2016 generated $262 billion in GDP. Now, a spokeswoman for Goodyear tells us that they have not heard about any changes from Nike and expect it to be business as usual. Guys, back over to you.
All right, Michael, thank you.